Sherry.
I'm Randy.
On April 7th of 1933, August Bush Jr. and Augustus Bush III surprised their father, August Bush Sr., with a 6-horse Clydesdale hitch to commemorate the repeal of Prohibition. Later, they added 2 more horses to this hitch. Therefore, this is now known as the famous Budweiser horses. Hi, my name is Mary Hoffer, and I'm going to inform you of different horse breeds and the jobs that they do. The domestication of the horse altered all of human life. The use of horsepower, and I don't mean a car engine, eliminated much of the manual labor needed to provide people to move their possessions and immensely increased the range of available pasture. This was by Edwards of 94-2000. The things I want to talk about today are the domestication of the horses, horse breeds, and personal experience of myself with horses. First, I want to talk about the domestication of the horses. Horses were thought to be domesticated 5,000 to 6,000 years ago. The Aryan tribes, they believe, are responsible for the domestication, and this was thought to be throughout Eurasia. People think, but not for sure, that reindeer may have been the first horse because it was the first domesticated animal. Reindeer were bred and ridden 2,000 years before horses. They used them for riding and for sledding. Horses became more numerous and had more advantages than the reindeer. Therefore, they would catch the horses and use them to pull carriages and whatnot. This is by Edwards, the New Encyclopedia of the Horse. Horses were first used for riding and pulling chariots during the Persian War and by the Mongolians. The Nisaean horse was used by the Persian army. These horses and the army was said to be a very invincible army, therefore no one would duel the Persian army because they were very invincible. Horses were also used as a status symbol. If you owned a horse during this time, then you were said to be rich and famous and of great power. Horses were used for hunting and organized racing as an early form of polo. The polo had started thousands of years ago. This was also by the New Encyclopedia of the Horse. And something else I want to talk about are different bloods of horses. There are 3 different bloods of horses: cold bloods, warm bloods, and hot bloods. First, I want to discuss the cold bloods. Cold-blooded horses are descendants of an ancient European breed used for farming, hauling, and other types of work. This horse is a very heavy breed. They're very large horses. Cold-blooded horses were used by medieval knights and also for plowing and pulling heavy wagons. Clydesdales, Belgiumshires, Friesians, and Hellingers are a few cold-blooded horses. The Budweiser Clydesdales are also cold-blooded horses. These horses can withstand cold weather because of the hair on their feet, and because they're so much larger and heavier, their skin is a lot rougher. Cold-blooded horses have an easy temperament and are easygoing, and it's said that these are some of the best horses for kids to ride. The second horse would be the warm-blooded horses. People wanted a horse that wasn't as big as the cold blood, but wasn't as small as the hot blood, but they wanted it to be lighter and still yet faster. So they mixed the 2 breeds of cold bloods and hot bloods and therefore formed the warm-blooded horse. A warm blood is a mix of the cold and hot blood breed of horses. They are used for sporting and riding. This would give you, sporting would be your cutting, your barrel racing horse, your jumping horses, and things of that nature. These are your more faster, athletic horse. Sports include roping, cutting, herding also. The West was won on the backs of warm-blooded breeds, so when you watch your favorite Western shows, those are warm-blooded horses that you see. This is horseandhorseinformation.com. Most of the horse breeds considered to be warm-blooded horses are different breeds of quarter horses, Mustangs, your Tennessee walking horse, and horses of that size and nature. Hot-blooded horses is the 3rd type of horse I'll talk about. They have a difficult temperament and can be very stubborn. There are only 2 breeds in this class of horse. The breeds are Arabian and the Thoroughbred. Thoroughbred horses, as you know, are your famous race horses like in the Kentucky Derby. They are bred for speed and class. I want to discuss a couple of different types of horses. The first horse I'd like to discuss is the Clydesdale. As you know, the Anheuser-Busch horses are Clydesdale. We all know of those horses. They're very nice and pretty. The Clydesdale is considered an at-risk horse. I bet you didn't know that. And this means that at one point these horses were almost extinct. There were only 500 horses left until they started breeding. Certain people started doing their own breeding of the horse, and now there's 5,000 of these horses where 600 foals are born each year. They're trying to get these horses out of extinction. The primary purpose of a Clydesdale horse is for pulling heavy loads like wagons, logs, and things of that nature. Also, people like to use the horses for pulling their wedding carriages. This is from equiworld.net. The most famous of the Clydesdales, as mentioned, are the carriage-pulling Budweiser Clydesdales. The second horse I'd like to talk to you about are the famous Lithuaner stallions. As you can see, these are the famous Lithuaner stallions, born on their Spanish breed, born for dancing. They're known as the dancing horse. They're white horses. They're born black, but then they turn white later on in life. They are white, and they're used for show jumping, long distance riding, and they're also used in circuses. So these are the famous horses that you see in circuses, along with Arabian horses. Now you know a few things about horses, breeds, and their blood. Different horses of different bloods are used for different sporting because of their temperament and their size and their speed. Personal experience that I have with horses, my mom started me out on horses from a very young age, so I've been riding my entire life. I have also trained a 4-time LQHA cutting horse, so that was a very awesome experience for me. I have trained my own horses. I have also rodeoed with cutting horses and helped other people in exercising and preparing their horses for different events. I paraded horses also. Most horses that are ridden, that I have trained and ridden, are quarter horses. Quarter horse is my extreme favorite breed. That's the only horse I've really ever owned, that's why. So, this is my speech. I wanted to show another picture of a sporting event. This is something used primarily, this is a show jumping event for horses. This is also a warm-blooded horse. This is the end of my speech, and I hope you enjoy it. Ciao!